Hi, my name is Nick Jackson. I'm also known as @Largerama. If you don't already know me on Twitter, please come and find me. Please come and collaborate and communicate with me. I'm giving you an idea of the Google Plus presence I have and how it looked to students during a flipped classroom, flipped learning action research that I did in my previous life as a teacher in the UK up until September of last year before I emigrated. Sorry I can't be with you today, but I'm actually filming for a TV programme about buying a house in Adelaide, so I must like it here. I hope you enjoy the presentation and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening, and please stop, I'll getting drunk. So I'm just going to give you a little prezi here, which gives you an idea of what this flipped learning was all about. Just setting the scene for you, I was a head of IT at the time, teaching IT and computing in Yorkshire in the UK. In the school in York. Here is a picture of the school, not the classroom I taught in, mine was far older than that. Here's the sort of classroom I was teaching in. This was computing, and these were students who'd chosen the subject because they were interested in computing. This is an AS level computing course, AS being the courses that students take when they typically want to go to university. This gives them the access to that, however some do leave and get jobs. So what are we talking about here? We are talking about the idea of, does the implementation of flipped classroom and flipped learning affect engagement, motivation and the performance of students on an AS level computing course, and if so, in what ways? Sounds like a bit of gobbledygook, but this was actually my master's thesis at the time. So I was killing two birds with one stone. I do believe in action research, and teachers should do it all the time. And I was looking for students to be more engaged, more motivated, and to perform better. And I honestly believe that flipped learning could do that. Why did I believe it could do that? Well, the reasons for doing the research were that previously when I taught IT, I'd received negative feedback about the way that I delivered in classroom, and it was boring in some respects. I can't believe that because I am so excited. And then there was also the idea that students would come and go, oh, I just want to pass. Not all students, but some. Please just tell me what I need to pass. I don't care about anything else. Well, I wanted them to get their hands dirty, deeper learning. I wanted them thoroughly to get involved in the subjects I was trying to address that issue. And lastly, I was trying to promote independent study. I do believe that students should, in any way possible, try to explore different ways of studying and getting to grips with the way they understand things and get involved in things. And I thought this was a way to do it. And why did I think this was the way to do it? Because flipped classroom, flipped teaching, flipped learning is a more dynamic approach to education than traditional chalk and talk teaching. That's what you're supposed to believe. It's this idea that instead of having the theory delivered in lesson, all the boring stuff, you chuck that outside of the lesson as homework. That becomes vodcast, little videos that the students watch and work on in their own time. And then that frees up the lesson for more active learning, for getting their hands dirty really, and also for you to be able to help the students who are struggling to understand. Now, supposedly the positives on flipped classroom are that students are more empowered. They have self-directed learning in being able to watch vodcasts when, where they want, and control the video playback. The classrooms become more inclusive and more active. You're removing direct delivery in the classroom, and this allows for diversity, for different learning styles, etc. And then students receive more help, as I've already touched on. There's more class time given over to assist those who don't understand. However, there are criticisms. Criticisms will come in respect of lectures are still in use, and are these the best way to learn? Just because it's a vodcast does not remove the fact that it's a lecture. And then there's the desire and the ability to learn and master content. If you're doing vodcasts outside of the lesson, you're not really in control as a teacher as to what students are understanding and are they doing the work and how much of the work and what are they doing when they do the work, how much they're concentrating, are they mastering things. And then there's the issue of suitability for all subjects. This was computing. I felt it was very suitable for this. However, there's criticisms as to whether it really could work with the arts, for instance. So what were my findings? As regards engagement, I found the following. Flipped lessons were more engaging. However, I would say just because they were more engaging, the students said they were more engaging, was that because of the flipped learning or was that because of other things? Was that because they were really interested in computing? I have my doubts and my evidence wasn't conclusive either way in that. But the vodcasts, students didn't like them at all. They really wanted me there. They wanted a teacher there explaining, making them understand, going through certain things, and they wanted that happening as they went through it. They didn't really want to come back to classroom and then have to remember the little bits that they talked about before, and try and remember the bits they didn't understand. Motivation. Students were motivated to watch the videocasts. I know they watched the videocasts because I tested them on there, and I had a good relationship with a lot of these students. I know that they were actually watching them. But what they were doing when they were watching them, that was really the issue. That's why I put note-taking. Now, it doesn't have to be note-taking, but it has to be some way of engaging with the video. I mean, I can sit down and watch rubbish TV and not know what I've watched or what's happened or anything like that. And you get the sense that a video has to involve more than that. And that's not what was happening. I did try and address that, but with only marginal success. And then lastly, performance. There were big issues with out of lesson assistance, as I've already talked about, students getting that help and really getting to understand the theory and mastering that theory. And in turn, performance was adversely affected to the point of at the end of the 2 cycles of research, I abandoned the flipped classroom and went back to what I was doing before. So this makes it sound as if flipped classroom is a big no-no, flipped learning is a big no-no, and that's not true. What I would say is that from my findings, you should approach it with caution. You should make sure that you have a plan in mind and it's a structured approach, and that plan that you have in mind is flexible and ready to change with the students. I would also say that you've got to make students more comfortable with the way you're going to work and take them along the journey. Don't just assume that they're going to be able to grasp the way you work. Don't forget, I was the only person in the school doing this at the time. In other subjects they were going into, it was traditional chalk and talk. I would also say that vodcasts are maybe not the way forward. I'm not saying don't use them at all. I still believe that they can be used, but not just vodcasts. There's got to be more than that. And there's got to be a way of students being more engaged with the content. I would be looking, if I did this again, for students to create their own podcast and create their own content and get that whole peer learning approach. But look for more dynamic ways and structure it all. Maybe bring students up to a flipped learning style and teach them how to learn in a flipped learning style. It's quite a mature approach to learn like this. So that's the message. Approach with caution. Thanks for listening to what I've talked about today. I hope it hasn't bored you too much, and I will provide all the links so you can go and have a look at the content online. And feel free to contact me and talk about this.